The reason why you're in a season of doubt for so long is because you are basing God's power off of what He can do for you. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, hi guys, welcome to Cat's Chats. It's actually so crazy. But, anyways, let's get into it. This word is not only for me, but I feel like I should be sharing this because it's just downloaded some files, so let me share. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the season of doubt. And I've been going through this a bit. Like, you ever have that feeling where you're like, low-key praying for something, but you're just like not sure if it's gonna come or not? Like, and it hit me the other day that like maybe I've been just talking at God too much and not talking with God. Like, it's crazy, but I just watched this YouTube video where this guy was talking about how to actually talk with God while praying and to actually listen to what God is saying. Because sometimes you're going to pray for stuff and it's going to be a no. And that doesn't mean God can't. It means that it's not for you in this time. Is that not crazy? But yeah, you start to base God's power off of those no's because you're not hearing the no's. You just think that it's not gonna happen. And then next time you pray, you're like, yo, it's not gonna happen again. And it's weird how the human brain works, but you tend to forget how you got where you are now through what God has done for you. So we're gonna be talking about that today. I'm gonna be giving you points on how to stop and end the season of doubt. You don't need to have it anymore. It's time to stop, like full stop. So let's get into it. So point number one, remember the God that you are serving. Genesis 1 verse 1. What does it say? It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. The God we are serving is our Creator. He made you, me, He made that door. He made plants. He made this whole earth. There's nothing that's going to be too complicated for God. Like, He's the creator of all this. That's like if someone made a whole game, like they wrote the code for the game and now they don't know how to play. That's crazy. Obviously, you know how to play the game. You're the one who made it. You made the rules. That's who God is. He's the creator. He made this. He made your emotions. He made everything. Heavens, earth, everything in between. This is all His. There's no reason to doubt. And probably the reason why you started serving this God is because you knew He's the number one. He's the number one. You're not going to be cheering for a number two player in the game. You're cheering for number one. The reason why you came here and said, I'm going to serve this Jesus here is because you knew God was the number one. He's the creator. He can do anything. And we know this like deep inside. So why does that doubt still hit even though we know this? Let's talk about it. Point number two. God made our emotions. He knows that doubt exists. If you go to James 1 verse 6 to 8, it says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and unstable in all that they do. Since it's written in the Bible, God knew that doubt was going to be a struggle. He knew that doubt was going to be a struggle. So it's not a foreign thing. People go through this. Sometimes you just have to accept the doubt is there. Like, you can't just hide it away from yourself, hide it away from everyone. If it's there, it's there. Because when you hide something, you lock yourself up in that thing. You lock yourself up in there and it can torment you. Like over and over every day, you're just thinking of it. Why can't I believe? Why can't I believe? Because of that doubt creeping into your mind all the time. You need to recognize that the doubt is there. That's the first step to freedom. Recognizing that something is there. Whether it's bad or good, you need to recognize that it's there. That's how you deal with emotions. So God said, if you lack wisdom, ask for the wisdom. If you lack belief, ask for help with that stuff. But when you ask, you must prepare. Prepare yourself to believe. And how do you prepare yourself to believe? You remember what God has done for you, what He did for you in the past. And not just the big things, not the humongous miracles. You need to remember the things that were never under your control. Like if you drove to work in the morning, you didn't get into an accident. There's someone who got into an accident. And that person was not you. Who shielded you from that? It's not a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. The person who shielded you from that accident was God. It was God. When you get sick, people can die from flu. But when you get sick, you're able to heal. Who did that? God. Who woke you up in the morning? God. You need to remember those small miracles that keep happening in your life. And you need to also read the Bible. You need to read the Bible to see what God has done before and His power and how great it is. You need to remind yourself who God is. You need to study God's character in order to prepare yourself to believe. Before you even pray, you need to prepare yourself to get yourself to that point where you remember who this God we serve is. So in Psalms 115 verse 4 to 8. So it says, so this is where David is talking about how wonderful God is. And he's talking about the other nations and saying, why do the other nations ask us, where is their God? And he says, but their idols are silver and gold made by human hands. They have mouths, but they can't speak. Eyes, but they can't see. Ears, but they can't hear. They have noses, but they can't smell. They have hands, but they can't feel. Feet, but can't walk. Nor can they utter a sound with their throats. Those who make them will be like them, and those who trust in them. Wait, sorry? They say those who make them will be like them, and so will all those who trust in them. So I just want to highlight something here. Idols are made. Idols are created. And those who make them will be like them. Idols are created. They're not just out of nowhere. Okay. Being doubtful or having unbelief becomes an idol in your life if you allow it to become an idol. An idol is not only something that you can, hold. It's something that you have created and now you see that thing as higher than God. That is what an idol is. And so the main point here, don't sow a seed that you don't want to reap. If you have a doubt in your mind, don't keep it there, growing it. If you grow something and nurture it, obviously you're going to start caring about it. If you have that seed of doubt planted in your mind, you're going to continue to think about it. Day by day, you're thinking about this thing and it's growing and growing and it's becoming a big tree in your mind because you're sowing a seed. So if you don't want to reap what is from that seed, then don't sow it. Don't allow that doubt to be planted into your mind. Don't nurture it so that it can grow. Don't feed it with more fear. You should be ripping that plant out, breaking that seed apart with the word of God, asking God for wisdom, asking God for help with your faith. So don't be growing that doubt. Once you keep something there, once it festers, there's more of it that comes out, more of it that comes out, and it gets bigger and bigger. And you can't allow that to happen in your life. So the point number 4, the ultimate way to fix your issues with doubt is to confess your doubts to God and give them away. So we've been talking about not planting a thought in your mind that you don't want to grow. That's how you bring it out. You confess it. You confess your doubt to Jesus. You have to bring it out. God knows the doubt is there. Also, God knows what's happening in your mind. Whether you try to hide it or not, He knows what's happening in your mind. And it's such a crazy thing because I do this too. Sometimes when you have doubts, you just want to, push it to the side. No, I don't have doubts. And you're praying like you have belief, but you know that there's that little thing in there that's making you think, yo, I don't think it's going to happen though. And God knows it's there. But how do you give things up? You have to confess them. You have to give that stuff up. God is a God of free will. He's not going to take away what you don't want taken away. Because once you leave it there and you hide it away, it's like you're trying to protect it. You're trying to protect it even from God. He's not going to just take it. You need to confess. I know it's there. God, please take this doubts away. You need to confess that and say, oh, I want to pass in school, but I'm scared that my studies are not good or whatever. In your prayer, mention that doubt so that you can be freed from it. Once you're aware of something, it's easier to solve it. That's just the truth. Once you're aware of something, you can start working on it. So once you come into that relationship with you and Jesus, and you're aware, He's aware, now you guys are working together to solve it. That's what it's for. Confess your doubt. So let's look at Mark 9:24. So Mark 9 verse 24 is a story of a father bringing his son to Jesus. So his son is dealing with like epilepsy and some evil spirits that are in him as well. So the father says, it has often thrown him into fire or water to kill him. But if you can do anything, take pity on us and help us. This is the father talking to Jesus. And then Jesus says, if you can. No, guys, let's just talk about this. The father is saying, if you can do anything. And Jesus says, if you can. And so Jesus says, everything is possible. Everything is possible for those who believe. So immediately the boy's father exclaimed, I do believe. Help me overcome my unbelief. When Jesus saw the crowd was running to the scene, he rebuked the impure spirit. So that's just the part that I want to highlight, but you should definitely go read that story more. But this father says, yo, Lord, if you can do anything, if there's anything that you can do. And Jesus says, Mara, you don't know who I am. I can, Pella. Jesus says, I can. How? And so Jesus tells him and highlights to him, as long as you believe that I can, then I can. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. What was this? It was this movie with like Santa and the Tooth Fairy and the Sandman and all that. And so I don't remember what the movie is called, but I remember the main thing was that only the kids, not the people, not the grown-ups, but only the kids, maybe there were grown-ups also that believed, but only the people that believed in like the Tooth Fairy could see the Tooth Fairy. Only the people that believed in the Sandman could see the Sandman. Only the people that believed in Santa could see Santa. So only if the people believed, and many was kids, then could they see what these little dreamy, I don't know what you call these things, like tooth fairy and whatnot, I don't know what you call them. But only if they believed, then they could see these things. And I feel like that is such a powerful, powerful, powerful message, even from a kid's story, because that's how God works. If you believe, then you will receive. And so Jesus says, don't be like God if you can. Don't think, Guti, I don't have the capability to. He has the capability to. He created the heavens and the earth. He can. Sometimes he will say no. Sometimes it's like a yes, but then it's coming next month, you know. But the problem is, don't base that belief on the yeses and the nos. Because that's not why we serve God. We serve God because of the God that He is. Because we've seen His character. And we know that He's the only God. And He is the God that cares, the God that gives love, gives peace. That's why we serve God. So when you feel the doubt creeping in, go back to the Bible and look at what He has done. And remember, He's powerful. He's powerful. He is the God He says He is. Like, that's it. Whether He is saying no for something that you asked for last week and maybe you didn't hear it, you don't know where to go further, that's not reason for you to have doubts. Because the no's can come, the yeses can come. If the no's can come, the yeses can come. Or maybe I should say it the other way around, because we like the yeses and we don't like the no's. So if the yeses can come, then the no's can come. Because He's doing everything for our good. We don't know how something's going to work out if He says yes to everything we want. Because we're looking with our eyes. We don't know how that thing is going to affect us in the future. Maybe that no is shielding you away from something scary. Okay, because often that happens. Have you ever like just asked for something so many times and then you don't even get it? And then 2 weeks later you see, I shouldn't have gotten that thing very well. I should not have gotten that thing, like. And you realize the reason He's saying no, the reason He's saying yes is for your good. Because His plans are to prosper you, not to harm you. So, but anyways, I forgot to highlight what I want to highlight. In the story in Mark 9:24, the father says, I do believe, and help my unbelief. Then what happens? Jesus heals his son. So Jesus did not say, because you're confessing your unbelief, I'm not going to help you because I can see there's some doubts in there. Jesus recognizes doubt is an emotion that you can have. Doubt is something that can happen. But the man doesn't let that doubt just fester up inside of him. He immediately confesses his unbelief to Jesus because he knows Jesus is powerful. That unbelief being there doesn't take away any power from Jesus. He confesses that unbelief. And Jesus is okay with him confessing that unbelief. And he still helps him. Because why? Everything is out on the table. There's nothing hidden. That man is not trying to solve anything himself. He's not trying to solve any unbelief himself. He's not trying to deal with stuff himself, carrying all this weight by himself. No. I love that song, the song of What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Because, I don't know, there's a line that says, oh, what needless pains we bear. And we forget the friend that we have in Jesus. A friend that is willing to carry our pains and our struggles and our doubts. So this man confesses that doubt immediately. And Jesus helps him. Because doubt is not all that there is. There's a reason why you're serving God. There's a part of you that believes. Maybe there's a thought that creeped in along the way and caused some unbelief. It's time to drop that bag and walk away from it. It's time to unlock your purpose and trust fully in God taking the lead in your life. So confess your unbelief. Confess it. Because what are you going to do with it? You're not going to be able to fix it on your own. There's nothing you can do on your own. That's why we have Jesus. A friend that will help us carry those things, that will help us work through those things. Stop basing your belief on what you are asking God for. Base your belief on what God has done, what He does, and what He will still do. When you read the Bible, you will see that power coming through. Base your belief on those things. Study the Bible, study God's character, and your faith will be restored fully. That doubt will go away. Pray away that doubt. Fast away that doubt. Ask for guidance. And focus on hearing God's voice. And the way I did that, maybe I can do a whole full video on it. Maybe I'll link the video that I watched. But I watched a video where a guy was explaining how to talk with God while you're praying. And he was saying the main thing you want to do is clear your mind. Clear your mind. My mind is always running, guys. I don't know about you, but my mind is always running. And so you don't want to have a lot of thoughts in there to the point where you don't know which voice is God's, which voice is yours, which voice is doubt, which voice is fear, which voice is that angry part of something that happened a few hours ago. Clear your mind when you're talking to God and invite God into your space and say, guide me. And I'm telling you, that doubt will go away. You'll see it going away. You'll step into some amazing faith and you're going to start seeing and having gratitude for the things God is doing in your life already. They'll become highlighted to you. Anyways, thank you for listening. I don't know why I say but anyways, but yeah. Thank you for listening to this video. Thank you for watching. I hope it added value into your life. I hope you learned something new. I hope that doubt is gone from you. Yeah. Pray and meditate on the word and everything will come right. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back to Cat's Chats. And yeah, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I will definitely be doing more of these. And I hope you guys like them because I'm going to be doing more. I just have so many ideas and downloads that I want to share. So yeah, have a wonderful day or evening. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.